And we're live. Welcome back to the after show of the Incels, the other side. Shannon Q meets Catfish.
So, Shannon, what's your post-show analysis?
He was. I'm processing a lot right now. He was difficult to discern at times, so it was kind of difficult to communicate with him because he spoke a lot in not entirely lucid streams of consciousness, as opposed to making clear and concise points. I felt interrupted and stepped on a lot in the conversation, which is fine because he felt like he had a lot to say. But that was frustrating because he would fly past so many things that I wanted to address that I didn't have the opportunity to. And at the end, I find it very difficult to not say something when somebody won't take ownership of harming other people on purpose. So I apologize to people that I maintained my composure through many. You finished? You done? And I don't care about yous. And women are horribles. And what would you rather us do? That one. I have so many things to say. That bothered me. What would you rather us do? As if saying that if you don't allow us this space to say horrifying things to each other and be negative and, do nasty shit and, spill out into social media and say horrible things to women and other people, then we'll go do worse things. So you might as well just let us.
That's the impression I got from it too.
As triggered as you are, Shannon, I would not be doing my job if I didn't further trigger you before you leave.
Oh, I'm gonna kill myself.
because the incels.is forums are alive with chatter about tonight's show, and quite a few of them have centered around you. So let's take a look at what.
Stop it.
Let's take a look at what.
Kyle, why do you hate me?
Break it out, baby. Break it out. Let's do this.
Excuse me.
Kyle's
Can I please
feeling
take
like
the
a
speech, my friends?
No, we're not. This isn't happening.
Oh,
should we take a shot every time
This isn't
they say
happening.
something awful?
yeah, not your message Steve. He'll give you a link. And by the way, you guys that wanted in from the last show that wanted to come in, if you're listening, I emailed you all the links. All you gotta do is click that and come in. Okay, here's one posted that says that that ending came out of left field. Good on you for showing that Foyd and not backing down when she went on her mock tangent.
That was a real one.
Grotesque said I nutted to Shannon, to be honest.
Okay.
What? Me too. Pepe Beta. At least you held your ground when it came to your videos. My videos proved female nature at its finest.
They prove your nature, and it's not fine.
Yep. I'm not even going to read that out loud, but this right here sums up, I think, what we were all talking about tonight, and why that they're still not in a relationship. I think that sums it up.
I'm legit a Stacy and would reject every.
Excuse me, can I talk, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So first, I will tell that I'm not really an incel,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing fine. It's getting better every day, I will say, with a woman. I kissed a girl and his boyfriend, but that's another story on Eve. Well, whatever. Forget that, please. So the problem with those incels is that they have two major issues. Sorry for the broken English, by the way. The first one is that they are lonely. And the second is that they have no purpose in life. And that's why they're like that. I have read by the past some French psychologists who talked about the effect of women on men. And the effect is that they prevent men to use violence against themselves. What I mean by that? I mean that a man who is with a woman can use his aggressivity, his will to defeat, his violence to something productive. Now, when you have people like incels who don't have neither women nor purpose, they're getting violent. So sometimes they go like Elliot Roger, that's pretty bad. And sometimes they go like this man, Catfishman, and he's just trolling women on Tinder with his catfish. That's it. Is a way of doing violence. If I getting understand.
Sure. Yeah, can we all agree to just let him talk for the rest of the evening? By the way,
Kyle's all about your accent.
So Shannon, that's why I'm getting quite shocked, but that's the reason why he's getting so bad like that, you know.
Oh, I'm not shocked. So I understand. I think I tried to demonstrate that I understand that they're looking for a form of catharsis, and in some cases that instantiates itself as violent tendencies. However, that doesn't make somebody excused from accountability for their actions. He's actively harming people on purpose and is lacking the empathy, admittedly so, to even identify the fact that he's causing harm or care that he is. And that's something that people should be held accountable for.
Agreed. I preached myself for self accountability. I don't know if the term is good.
That's good.
The problem is that it's a generational issue or two. Those men have been educated sometime by I don't know loan models. I don't know what's the term. Oh shit, fuck my English.
Role models?
By poor role model.
Poor role model. Yeah.
Sometimes they have been educated without a father figure.
Okay.
They don't know sometimes how to take life by the ends, how to take it in front, and they don't know how to fight it, if I could say that.
So they don't have the coping mechanisms. They don't have appropriate coping mechanisms.
No.
Or
The problem is that they are trying to coping when they should try to resolve the issue.
right. Yeah. Okay. No, I recognize that. You make a lot of sense. I wish I had been talking to you.
I'm not exactly an incel, of course, so that's maybe why I'm more, I don't know, objective about it. But still.
you can't be with that accent. There's no way you could be.
Maybe by the way, I wanted to ask, do you guys in the live in the discussion are incels, all of you?
Nope. I'll be the first to say that there are certain incel talking points that I've heard before that I can kind of relate to, but at the same time, a lot of them, majority of it, I feel like is BS. And so because I feel like you're leading guys down a path of basically to no redemption when you're talking in that pessimistic manner, because that's what it really is. It's the nature of pessimism. At the end of the day, they have a struggle with understanding the world and and the cards that they're dealt. And I agreed a lot with what Kyle and Steve and Shannon was saying, and like it was like really good advice. Like you really have to just accept the rejection and like really move forward. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't deal with that rejection, then maybe you need to just leave it alone. But at the same time, just because you get rejected doesn't mean that all women are horrible, people or something like that. Like, this is not the case at all.
It seems to be being diverted into a conduit of anger at being victimized by society, and that is where all of the cognitive energy is going when it comes to, like Laconique said, resolving the issue. It's more so the focus, the fixation seems to be on what the perceptual or perceived causes of the issue. And when you're commiserating with people who have severe negative attribution in their emotional affect, that's a bad cocktail. The bad cocktail. You're not going to get out of it. You're not going to develop really great coping mechanisms or strategies to resolve that internal conflict. You're instead just going to delve deeper into a depressive state of feeling as though this is something that's being like you're a victim of something. And yeah, I'm still reeling.
If to me it felt like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in celibate, you say, oh, there's this thing that says I'm an incel, and you buy into it, and it just makes everything worse by default.
See, I thought I had a different takeaway. Going back to what Shannon said earlier, he seemed to be saying, "Look, I'm going to be saying these things on the forums because there's an outlet. Because if I don't, I'm going to be doing these things in real life."
Yes, I said a couple of times.
Yeah,
Would you rather?
that's what I that's what my takeaway was, and that was disconcerting.
Yeah, it's like saying if you don't give me this cathartic activity, then I will find another
Right.
avenue.
No, if you don't give them any cathartic activities, they will kill themselves. That's what I was talking about. Either way, they go violent against people. Either way, they go violent against themselves.
But on the site, they constantly tell each other to kill themselves.
Yeah.
That's why I said
day.
I said dangerous. As soon as that came up on the survey, I was like, it's dangerous.
They have multiple threads called suicide fuel.
Yep.
Yes.
Where they just tell each other reasons why they should kill themselves.
A lot of it's like it's really it's a reflection of how they feel about themselves too. I don't know if you all agree, but you know what I'm saying? Because
that's fair.
Like why else would you tell people to do that unless you feel that way about yourself? Like I said, when you feel society's doing you wrong.
Self-deprecating. Yeah, it's self-deprecating is what it is.
There's a lot of
it's almost like a confirmation sort of thing of their feelings. They want something about themselves to be confirmed, so they go to this length to get.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's fair as well.
I
have to go relatively soon. May I ask a question before I go?
Yes.
I always like to get feedback on how a dialogue went. Is there anything, be brutally honest with me, because it's important that I improve my communication styles going forward. Is there anything that you would have liked to see me do differently when conducting this conversation, aside from where I lost my shit slightly at the end?
And here's how we're going to do this, guys. We're going to give her how she did on the same scale that Mr. Catfish did, from 1 to 10. Okay, I'm going to go first, and I say, Shannon, you did a solid 10. 10 out of 10.
Kyle, you're biased. I love you.
I agree with that, but I'm also biased.
Aw,
I'm going to disagree with that because I'm going to go like 9.9 because Shannon always wants room for improvement.
Oh, okay. So you're doing that for me. I appreciate it.
I'm looking out for you.
Does that real feedback though? Like, is there something that you were like, God damn it, I wish he'd pressed harder on this, or I wish he'd eased up or focused on this more? In case I have these.
I think the problem is that he really wasn't listening to what you were saying, like usual. Most of these discussions are like that, right? And so every time we would make a point, it was glazed over for him just to do whatever rant he was doing. Because to me, I didn't see any really cogent points. I didn't see any succinct way of him saying, this is what I'm trying to get across. This is my position. This is, what we do. It was just a bunch of rambling, and you had to literally parse it out to try to make something cogent of all that, which is very difficult to do.
I tried to cobble together his position by listening very intently to what he was saying and trying to form it, trying to piece together what that might look like as a stream of consciousness inferred from the context of the environment.
That I give you a 10 on. I think you did excellent on that part, because I don't know how else you would have done it. I don't know what else. I mean, that's a challenge.
That guy was all over the place.
Yeah,
personally, I think I really wish you'd nailed him down more on a lot of that stuff.
Really? Okay.
I would have liked to see more on the forum stuff nailed him down on, but
yeah, because I think you let him walk over you a little bit at the beginning, like at the end when you were ranting. I didn't think that was bad. I thought that was good. I thought that he needed to hear that.
Okay.
He really needed to hear that because he wasn't listening to anyone. He was just talking and talking and talking and kind of listening to what you were saying, but interpreting it in his own weird way. And I just don't think that was getting.
He was actually muted several times. So
yeah.
Do you think he has a perception filter that he hears? Do you think he has? Maybe this is one of the things that goes into why he's not dating that much or being, have this approachability with women. Do you think he has this filter? I mean, if he's talking to Shannon and he's maybe hearing the
He
words
doesn't
she's
care about
saying,
me.
but the processing is not going on.
Mad game day.
Well, I mean, any woman in general, right? I mean,
All
there's a
episode
filter there. What, Kyle?
He was spitting game all episode long, Steve. What are you talking about?
Oh, no,
Mad
not
game.
spitting
What
game.
you call a game?
Not even remotely close.
Oh my gosh.
If I can,
Yeah.
Shannon,
Yeah,
Yes,
hi.
Marcus.
Hi, I'm listening.
I'd say 8 out of 10. One point for nailing him down. You do not want you don't want the whole thing to be a gish gallop of him trying to act apologetic because he's not being apologetic. He just wants a platform to spew rhetoric,
Right.
and you have to try to keep that from happening. You have to just not let him spew rhetoric and let him spew points.
Oh boy.
That was
Yeah,
almost
and
impossible.
one point personally off is just because we care about your liver, don't let it get to you too much. Okay?
I'm only having the one, and it's actually very.
No, normally I would agree with you on that, but there was no reining that guy in.
Yeah, it was difficult.
I understand.
That
I
guy in.
understand completely. And if you want this to,
But no, I appreciate that because I understand that would be frustrating as a listener, but I found it difficult enough to try to figure out what the actual fuck his point was to begin with.
I think you did it the right way. You look at you start off like this. You just kind of have this, climax,
figure 'em out.
crescendo, and then resolution. Because at the end, after 90 minutes to 2 hours, we're going to be closing up anyway. So anything that you need to get out, go ahead and spew. And you did that. You had enough, and you just let loose on it. Now, if you would have started off that way, I think it would have gone down epically much faster, and you probably would have split. So I think the way you approached it was just fine. But I would have liked to press more on some of that shit that he was talking about, because I still don't get the whole. I
forum.
don't want to go into details about the strawberry stuff, but how is that something that's therapeutic? How is that something that's even makes sense to you dating? I don't see the correlation. To me, it's a juxtaposition of nonsense.
That's what I would have
Yes.
liked to get to a bit more.
So yeah, less try to get him to be less rhetoric, more positions. And also one real quick thing in the chat, Steve, I'm mad at someone. Vercingetorix said Steve's goatee 4 out of 10. How dare they? 11
Speaking
out
of, he just said,
Solid five.
he just did a super chat and said, "Are incels the flat earthers of dating?" I would say that they're. I wouldn't even put that on flat earthers.
Yeah, that is mean to flat earthers.
I would put them lower than flat earthers in some of the aspects.
Here's what we're gonna do, guys.
Bottle
Before
something.
Shannon has to leave, I want you guys to be thinking. We're gonna go through the incel handbook here in just a second, and learn about the different incel terms and which different types of incels there are. I want you guys to think. I want you guys to each come up with your own incel name. Like in the live chat, there was somebody that called themselves a Duracell, I guess, because they never quit. I'm gonna be a gay cell. So you guys need to think of your very own incel term, what you would be, and we'll get to those here in just a second. But before she goes, Shannon, what kind of cell would you be?
I don't know. A 7. So can I be a 7 cell or you done cell? You done?
7 cell. We'll take it.
Hey,
No,
Shannon.
I'm not clever at all.
Shannon, wait. Shannon, wait. Hear me. You're
What?
not a 7 cell for me, Shannon. You're a 10 out of 10 cell for me.
Hey,
Can we get that on I just want you to record a thing saying you have a text message. Be like, Kyle, you have a text message.
Okay, give me some money and I will do it, of course.
Ah, damn it. We're better friends than that.
Yes, just a thing. I wanted to talk about something before we go into the incel textbook. Like you said, I think that's the main problem with incel. And I think that it's something important that we don't talk about. If you can give me like 5 minutes.
Sure.
Okay, so I will first quoting a text from a very famous book in France, from a very famous author. The book is called Extension du domaine de la lutte by Michel Houellebecq, translated in Whatever by Paul Hammond. So here is a quote. Just as unrestrained economic liberalism, and for the same reason, sexual liberalism produce some situation of absolute poverty. Some make love every day, others only 5 or 6 times in their lives. Some make love with dozens of women, some with none at all. That's what we call the law of market. Economic liberalism, it's the extension of the domain of the struggle. It's extension to all stages of life and all classes. By the same logic, sexual liberalism constitutes the extension of the domain of the struggle, an extension of the market battlefield. It's extension to all stages of life and all classes. So that was the quote. I will expand by saying that I will give an idea that I think is axiomatic. Seduction, like often in a geopolitical situation, is a zero-sum game. Because for women, just give me if you think it's wrong what I'm saying, but I think it's true. Because for women, the attractive power of a man is relative to his peers. There will always be winners and losers. And because we are in an economic-like system of dating market, some will have everything and some will have none. And in a situation, in a time like also where we're living, modern time, where like something like hedonism, like the fact that you must find love and everything to be happy in life is promoted. If you don't have that, because there will always be losers, you can try to improve yourself. I'm doing it. It's getting fine for me. I'm not too bad looking. I'm not too stupid. Let's don't give a fuck about me, okay? There will always be losers. Even if they improve themselves, it's going to be relative. If everyone is improving themselves, there will still be some who are lower than the other because they don't have the same genetic capability, all that. How do we do with them? Because as we know, women will still flock, not as in mass as some will say, but they will still be more attracted to top men, and those top men will have something like harems, a bit. How do we do with them? That's my version of the black pill. I don't think that the black pill is true about saying that looks is about everything. I think it's bullshit. I think look is a bit important when it comes to teenager and for later stage of life. When you gain confidence by being good looking in your youth, it helps a lot. For me, I think that more importantly is status, money, and social life. So how do we do with the problem that some men will whatever they do be inferior to others and that they will go through a desert in terms of love? And that's a true issue because like I said earlier, those men who are not finding love in a society where they have no purpose, they can get violent. Most of the time they will kill themselves. Sometimes they will go Elliot Roger, killing women or shit. They will sometimes join extremist organization. Some people go to ISIS to blow themselves up and go to find their love with 72 virgin or bullshit like that. What do we do about them? That's the question. Personally, I think relationship, whether it's romantic or friendship, should not be treated as an economic market, I would say. That's the problem, but that's what is promoted, in fact. So here we go. There is the question.
There you go.
I think that is the true question because it's a societal issue. It can be very, very dangerous for society to have many incels.
Sure.
And there will be incels because it's, by definition, the law of the market.
I understand. This is an interesting question. This is the types of question that I wanted to kind of get into because it begs the question that there really is nothing that can be done. And this was another thing that I saw on the forums a lot. There was a large post. One of the posts that I wanted to talk about was a big thread that essentially said, you have to accept that unless you repeal rights from women, unless they no longer have bodily autonomy, we're always going to be incels. So, or there are always going to be incels. So if the answer to men being involuntarily celibate is that you have to repeal women's rights to bodily autonomy, then I'm sorry. Too bad. Because it's not acceptable. That's not an acceptable answer. So perhaps there is no answer. Is that difficult to deal with? Like, so because that's the only answer that I can see. Essentially, you're saying if women have the right to choose whatever mate they want, there's a likelihood that they won't choose us or me. And I don't think that's fair. So somebody should make them? What's the answer there? What would be the proposal there?
That's a true issue with no viable solution like that, you know. That's very, very problematic. And yeah, I don't know myself. I think reverting to a traditional system would help solve the problem, but that would be a waste of human resources, I guess. I mean, women can do a lot of stuff, and I'm not sure they would agree to go back to being strictly housewives.
Yeah, no.
Yes, I guess so.
No.
By the way, Shannon, you are a fuel cell because you were the fire in this dumpster fire tonight.
Oh, did the chat do that, guys? Thank you for being creative on my behalf because I suck at that stuff.
Well, that was me, not them.
Oh, Kyle. I love you.
So Shannon, were you asking? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You just have no faith in Kyle's creativity. It's just like instant. Oh, thanks.
No, I just thought I saw him looking at the screen.
What cell are you, Chris?
Of course, he's looking at the screen.
I love him, and I think
computer.
What cell are you, Chris?
Dynamo.
Chris, what cell are you?
Huh?
What type of cell are you? Or do you need Kyle's help?
Kyle, come up with something for me.
I have a cell.
You're a sperm cell.
Oh, that's a good one.
Who's next?
But I had one.
I'll go next.
Russian sleeper cell. I mean, who said that?
I'm going to go for myself. The only thing that comes to mind is nacelle, because I used to work with turbines, and a nacelle is a housing for a turbine, usually a wind turbine, but like, Star Trek nacelle, the engines. So, yeah,
I would have said padded cell for you.
Padded cell is good too.
Crazy.
Steve, bad pun is bad.
You asked.
Well, Shannon, do you are you gonna stay or do you need to go? I'm gonna start the handbook here in a second.
I'm gonna go. My head can't take anymore. It's 1 a.m. and I have to get up at 6 o'clock.
Shannon, I just want to give you an answer to the question you asked before you go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't have a true solution which is acceptable for now. But the problem is that if we let this system of incel grow again and again, you're going to have a very violent society. We know that. We have studied pre-Neolithical societies where, there is the 2080 rules, and those societies are extremely violent because those who have nothing to lose. And it's an issue we have to deal with. So I don't have a solution, but if we are approaching that, we have to find a solution quick.
Right. Okay. So I identify that it's a problem. May I say something else before I go? So I identify and understand that it's a problem, and the solution that I proposed is the solution that I saw in the forums. But I think there are some things that can be done that may work towards a better solution that aren't the systematic subjugation of women, because that's not an acceptable answer, obviously. So some things that could be done are less sexualized and looks-based culture. So working towards a culture that is less affixed on aesthetic as the ultimate thing that people should be attempting to attain. And I also think that digital media age is an issue. Like, not just the Tinder is an issue, but we have single serving interactions with people now. where previously we used to essentially kind of be forced into a situation where if we wanted to have long-term human interactions, we had to go through effort, we had to do work, we had to go see them, we had to pick up phones, we had to have conversations. Moving away from that is something that would be contributing to this, because instead we have single serving interactions when it comes to the dating environment as well, and then on to the next, and then on to the next, because we have a broader pool of almost a worldwide pool of availability now, whereas opposed to having to work hard in our local environment. So stepping away from your computer for a bit and going out and doing some social interaction is probably a good place to start, like a pretty solid place to start is learning better social interaction skills, because there's not just men that are out there. If there are men that are celibate, there's pretty close to a 50-50 distribution, unless there's women out there who are just packing it in all day every day with several men at a time. There's women that are celibate too. We're just not talking about them. They may be just as lonely and just as sad, but they're not threatening violence. So they're not part of this conversation. But their problems need to be fixed as well. So that's my last thing. And thank you. And I am going to pass out and think for a while.
Shannon?
Let me give you some sexy goodbye in French for you. Shannon, passe une douce nuit.
Oh,
Fais de beaux rêves.
all right.
I feel like I need a cigarette now.
Yeah, I know. It's like we all just like, yeah, we all just climaxed at the same
Shannon,
time.
Au revoir.
get some water, okay?
Kyle, is there a gun in your pocket?
Okay. Let's see if we can't get into some
I'm
definitive.
actually probably gonna head out too. I still gotta get some reading done today. New Year's resolution.
Well, you're a lame sale then.
Lame cell.
Oh, that's ouch. I'm hurt.
That's okay. I got somebody better coming in to replace you anyway.
That's fair. Instead of having someone who doesn't believe in any gods, you have someone that believes in many. So
Yeah, exactly.
there you go.
We're working our way up here.
All right, thanks for having me,
Progress.
guys. We'll see ya.
I'm a sleeper cell because I'm falling asleep.
I fucking
Good night.
said shit first.
Go away, Lawrence. Go away.
All right.
Good night.
Let's look over some terms here.
The only thing I can think of for myself is a sheep cell, for the obvious cultural reference.
Nice.
Nice. You could or Australia or New Zealand.
New Zealand.
New Zealand, it would be, yeah.
You could be a 1080p cell.
Yeah, that's. I was thinking of making that one.
Apparently, wholesale is a thing. Wholesale is voluntary celibate.
All right. So here is the definitive glossary for incels
Oh, no.
A through Z. We'll just go through a couple of these.
Is this going to hurt?
Oh yeah.
It already looks
My
like it
brain's
is.
starting to hurt already.
Beta obviously is a man who's not alpha. Everybody knows that. Beta bucks is used to describe a man who manages to find a partner. Incels believe this is only due to the partner hitting the wall, which refers to an imagined time at which women suddenly started to lose sexual market value.
SMB.
Oh man, we know what the black pill is.
Thank you, ContraPoints.
Black Ops 2 sale, also known as Saint Black Ops 2 sale, a man whose photo the incels have taken as an icon of their community. This is an example of Saint Saint Black Ops 2 sale. This is the original, actually, the original Black Ops 2 cell. Okay, brain cells are the main incel subreddit. They adhere to wide anti-harassment and enticement to violence and rules. Its moderators usually delete any content that is unquestionably breaks them. quite quickly. Many of the users are also members of the forum. So they're like the I guess the moral incels. And here's an example. I'm not going to read that because it's disgusting. All right, now here's where we get into this is the meat right here, the Chad. Okay, this is the.
Hey, look, it's you, Kyle.
Yeah. They modeled it off of me. Kyle was just,
Can't take these pictures seriously.
he has been squatting for sure. Look at that. I guess
I don't think he's anatomically correct myself.
No, it looks like he's been put through a meat grinder.
Yeah, like out of a
I thought
horror
he was
movie.
facing backwards. Is that supposed to be his dick?
No, I think that's his. I don't know what it is.
No, I think
it looks like the attempt to turn you into a fuck. It's like a poor attempt to draw a fuckboy Kyle.
Yeah, I'll give him an A for effort though. The anti-incel is what a Chad
Why
is.
is
He's
his
a man
foot
who is sexually successful. He is charismatic and handsome and clever. Incels have an odd relationship with Chads, simultaneously loathing and worshiping them. The theory is that even women who will eventually marry betas still want Chads and will almost invariably cheat or cuck on their husband with a Chad. This meme illustrates the relationship. So here you have a incel. He seems to overreact to wind. His head is craned forward, back slouched. Clothing is all neutral colors, walks too fast, long strides. The Chad stride, however, he intentionally slaps and batters incoming traffic to make his own path. Hands always prepared to grab nearby fertile pussy.
What in the world am I looking at?
Rapidly tiptoes around like going into the store.
Ocean, that's you without a beard.
Sure.
Has never heard a song in his entire life. His head is at a perfect vertical angle at all times. Has figured out how to always look everyone in the eye at once. So yeah. So, now here's an interesting right here. The cock carousel. Anybody rode that? It sounds like. Yeah. I would.
Say somebody rode that.
The term used to describe what incels think women do before they eventually settle down. Riding the cock carousel is a common phrase on incel forums. The idea is that women have sex with as many high-quality men as possible, moving from one to another quickly without thought.
This is what happens when you get people who've never interacted with women writing about women.
Yes. Now, a curry cell is a man who is involuntary celibate because he is of Indian or similar.
Oh,
problematic.
See rice cell for further discussion. Now, a rice cell is, I'm sure what you can imagine what that's going to be.
Yeah, politically correct or not, that's hilarious. Sorry, but that's fucking hilarious. Curry cell, like what?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Fake cell is someone who is a fake cell or a fake incel. Femoid.
Is Jim Cell talking about Dell?
No, that would be a shed cell. That would be a shed cell. Let's see. Height cell is somebody who is an incel because they are short.
Vertically challenged.
Yeah. Oh, just wait. Those aren't even the best ones yet. We know what incels are.
Can you read their definition of hypergamy, please? The official, what they mean by it.
Yeah, it is a term borrowed from biology used to describe the phenomenon of females mating with males of higher status. MRAs and which is men's rights activists, and incels apply it to humans, arguing that women attempt to find men who are in higher status than themselves. This gives birth to what they call the 80-20 rule, that the top 20% of men are being competed for by the top 80% of women, and the bottom 80% of men are competing for the bottom 20% of women. They back this up with evidence of various kinds. For example, this study on the sexual market of Tinder.
Of Tinder.
Yeah.
I thought hypergamy related to like a commoner marrying a monarch, royalty or something. That's how I would have.
Hey guys, I think I'm officially an incel now.
I think we're all incels. If you don't get laid for at least 2 days.
This is an interesting thing right here. Now, they put a lot of, They put a lot of stock into your jawline. And here's a meme that says This bone determines everything your whole life, from birth to death. No amount of personality, money, confidence, or game is worth even a fraction of the value this bone has in your life.
That's not the bone that most women want, though.
Okay, look.
Or some men too. So I mean, it's just
Pretty sure.
Very true.
It's over is
right, Steve. Thank you for letting us know that.
the black pill in a single sentence, often followed by "it never began," describes the idea that if you are facially ugly, short, have small wrists, yes, we're going to get there. Don't ask about the wrist. Are not white, you have absolutely no chance of being happy and sexually satisfied. Now, he argued with me that the black pill is not a negative way to go through life.
the hell, it's not.
So I would tend to disagree with that.
What?
Now here we go: kissless, touchless, hugless, handholdless, friendless, virgin.
This
Each
is
of
all
these,
me.
huh?
This is all me. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
With that voice.
Lay down and rot.
Oh God.
We know what looks match are. Meeks is a term to describe really attractive chads. So he's meek. We know what MGTOWs are. Normie is. Okay, here we go.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
Are we
yes.
really gonna talk
Oh,
about
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to say that this says roasty. I'm not going to read it because YouTube will probably ban us. But this segment is not brought to you by Arby's.
Right. Okay.
Rice Cell. We know what a rice cell is. He is a man who's involuntarily celibate because he is of Chinese or other Asian descent. We know about the rope.
I don't know about the rope. What is the rope?
It's what they tell people to do. While it's directly inciting suicide on the forum is not allowed, suicide is a cultural trope amongst the incel community, and members will often talk about wanting the rope.
And
To
read Stacy.
Stacy is like Shannon, who has sex with a lot of, well, I don't want to say like Shannon. I met a woman who has.
Shannon,
Sorry, Shannon. I said
I'm
that.
telling on you, Kyle.
I said that too quickly. Anyway, it's no, this is a really. I thought of Stacy was like a your normal.
No.
Okay, this is a derogatory thing. It's airheaded, unintelligent, beautiful. Okay, so yeah, like Shannon.
We call him solid.
I'm kidding, Shannon. I love you. A true cell is an authentic incel. A Tyrone is used to denote a black man who is a Chad equivalent. So I guess white people would be Chads and
Black guys would be Tyrones.
Well, that is racist.
Yeah, that is very racist.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, these people are sexist as fuck. You think they're not going to have some racist overtones?
Yeah, well, we could call it racist,
right? Come on,
the curry cell and the rice cell.
Exactly.
A bowl cell,
curry cell. I mean, didn't they invent like the Kama Sutra?
Yeah,
They did. Is that a slur?
That is true. A vol cell is somebody who is voluntarily celibate. A wrist cell, okay, here we go, is a man who is an incel because of the circumference of his wrists. Again,
fuck?
Because this is a relatively immutable quality, much like other aspects of bone structure. It is seen as an unchangeable marker of the genetic inferiority, and therefore something that will condemn incels to sexual celibacy forever.
But too big or too small? Like I don't even know.
I think it's too small because large wrists are like a thing of indicator of manliness, isn't it?
But
Yeah, everyone put up their wrist.
But yeah, look at massive.
Mine's busy right
Doesn't
now.
this remind you of something that 4chan would do? Like 4chan would come up with this shit and say, "Let's see who
But
believes."
this is the same community, dude. Like this is. It's the
Now,
same.
see,
I see 4chan's fingerprints all over this shit. I
This
really
right
do.
here,
no,
this is a research into incel website. Like this is not from them. This is somebody who compiled.
Right. No, I get that.
No,
But
he's
the whole
talking
incel
about the
community.
names. I think.
Yeah, I think the names and the whole incel community, like the 4chan people, are just like invading it, going, "Hey, I'm going to come up with something completely asinine," and see these people buy into this terminology. I've seen.
Oh no, I don't think that that's what's happening.
I do.
So I was on 4chan when I was in college, and they like stuff like those names for people as far as like how the interaction went. It's not like I don't remember those names specifically, but there were, you had stuff like Beatard and all that kind of crap where they would like everybody would name different kinds of people that would hang out in different forums, and It was just they categorize each other. So that's, I mean, it's the subcultures do that. They just come up with labels for things and come up with little conspiracies.
Well, a lot of these people are probably ex 4chan as well. I mean, there's some relationship to 4chan on this bullshit.
I mean, yeah, 4chan is where like this kind of attitude started on the internet. And it's like I'm sure that like a bunch of these people that are in this never fucking been to 4chan, but
yeah, that might be true.
The culture spreads, and that's
influence there with some of these people.
You know, I'm surprised we didn't see anything about the men who are like on the bigger side, I guess. Like I'm surprised that there wasn't anything, or did we miss that? Because
like a fat cell?
Yeah, someone
like a fat cell, I guess.
Someone asked that on the chat. They said, "Is there a fat cell?" And someone else said,
well, about the fat cell, they are not considered true incel as long as they don't have less weight. Because you know, for the most part, to be an incel, you must have a broken condition that you can't repair, like a very bad facial bone structure. If you're fat, they will say just go lose weight.
So they're not surprised, basically.
Gotcha.
That's what they're saying.
What if it's like a medical condition that makes you stay fat?
I don't know. They will say go surgery or something like that. Go liposuction. I don't know.
The difference is there's just a way to get out of it, I guess.
Here's a sample of the survey taken. Why are you an incel? The number one driver of why you're an incel is low self-esteem. Number two is discouragement from past experiences. Number three is anxiety and depression. Number four is social isolation. Let's see.
Primary incel.
I like the other courses. Please explain. If they don't know, well, then they can't answer.
Yeah, you know what the thing is, all of these things are treatable.
It's all normal feelings.
Yeah, you can get over these things.
Geographic isolation. I mean,
what geographic isolation?
Like I guess if you're in a location that's rural and you don't have many people around you,
small town.
Maybe if this is like Aladdin, Wyoming, where the population is 15.
Right, but in those places, people fuck like rabbits. Let's just be.
It's true.
Worst comes to worst,
There isn't one there to blame your parents.
The only thing they have to do there is build houses and have sex, you know, just.
Who's building houses?
Well, this guy has like done the work on incels.
That's what he looks like.
Part 4.
Wow. Incelocalypse. Oh man.
Incelocalypse.
I'm gonna admit that one's
Incelocalypse.
What? Okay.
Incel apocalypse.
Definitive guide to the incel. Yeah.
To the Incelocalypse.
That's 3 times fast.
Inceloctopus.
The creator of pro-rape, pro-pedophilia.
Great.
Oh, they're false flag Jew, so you know that's good.
You already know you're getting into the good stuff.
Oh, no, as soon as we start talking about Jews, you know that we're on like this side of the internet.
Is that Richard Spencer?
Yep, that's Spencer.
I'm sure that's not like him.
Oh, I think it is. Let's say that it is. Well, yeah.
Why not?
I think it'd be more fun just say it's him.
Yeah, it's him.
Like, wasn't he dating some like Russian chick for a long time? I doubt he's an incel.
He's dating this guy now.
Yo, leave him alone, man.
Black Ops 2 cell or whatever it is.
Leave Richard Spencer alone.
Saint
the
Black
guy with
Ops
the long
2
neck.
cell.
That's who
I'm sorry. I didn't use the right terminology.
The guy with the long neck.
Why are you picking on Richard Spencer, man? He's misunderstood.
Giraffe Chan.
This is
Yo, so you wildly. I gotta mute myself.
This is that's enough. I feel
A little bit dirty.
Yeah, a little bit.
Again, I'm from. That's what everybody would be called, was something Chan back in the 4chan days. You'd have like Neck Chan or whatever the fuck. If that's what that kid would be called nowadays, is Neck. Back then would be Neck Chan.
Here's the problem that I see. I think that when Sarge was on here, he did a really good job of painting the incels in a good light, kind of removing a little bit of that maybe stereotypical things that people put on incels. And I think that Catfishman came right back behind him and just
all over him, right?
Yeah.
God,
undid every piece of work that Sarge did.
I haven't seen
goodwill
it
that
yet,
he
but I
had.
saw Shannon's status on the Twitters, and I have it queued up now because it's like, all right, now I gotta see what the fuck happened.
It was epic.
Because
She just posted what just happened, and then all these responses were like, "You held your composure so well," and everything.
Think of the grossest thing you've ever heard in your life, Ocean.
Yeah.
And then multiply it by 1,000. There was a segment in the show that I had to almost fell out of my chair.
That was not comfortable. But I mean, like, Serge genuinely seems like a nice person, at least.
I
But
seen the thing here that, or at least when I clicked on this, is that there were incels in the room here. Are there incels in the room here?
No, I took it off because Kyle was going to have some 4 incels come in, but I don't know what happened to him, so I just moved it.
Okay.
I emailed them all. None of them came.
Yeah, I don't want to have false advertising, so I took it off the show title.
That wasn't a euphemism, Kyle, was it?
I sent him an email. One of them was grotesque subhuman. He asked for a link, and I don't.
Video.
And then you sent it, and you didn't show. Okay, fine.
So, hey, can y'all guys hear me though?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great, man. Wait a minute, hold up. Let me because I'm trying to get used to this and stuff though.
Oh no, this program creeps me. When I first came in, I couldn't hear shit.
Okay.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
I just heard the last part when you guys said they was looking for incels or whatever though. Yeah, well, I was one of the guys that Kyle, I was trying to get in contact with you. So I'm finally here and everything. I had to change my screen name because my government name coming up and everything, stuff like that.
Oh, copy that.
All right, now here's the funny thing, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just totally interrupt y'all conversation.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Take it, man. Take it.
Okay. All right. Let me try to understand this. What is an incel?
Are we starting?
The last 4 hours have just been for naught.
What a loaded question.
Yeah, that's a loaded question.
It's okay.
Let's start with.
All right. Tell you what, you watch.
Just give me a quick version of it. Just
an incel is somebody who is involuntarily celibate. They can't get
a pissy little bitch about it.
They can't get in a relationship, or they can't get laid, and it's not. They blame other things than themselves.
Max, basically, see the guy with the big beard right there, staring in his face. That would be an incel.
They blame it on the stars.
Steve, you don't talk about yourself like that on air.
Anything
That's bad for ratings.
So
I don't have a big beard.
Crazy.
What do you mean you don't have a big beard? Get out of my house.
I have a big beard. I shave my beard. I used to have your beard like you. It just didn't look right on me. That's for sure.
They're very.
Well, you couldn't pull it off. That's not my fault.
I can't pull
Especially
it
a
off,
very
man.
dark community. It seems like some of them aren't, but for the most part, I think what Catfishman was talking about tonight is a more general reflection of the community as a whole. They're so angry of the fact that they can't get in a relationship, or they can't get laid. But there's different people. Some people want to get in a relationship. It's not about the sex. Some people it's about the sex, not the relationship.
Okay.
And they're just angry about it, and they have a forum where they go on and they just make each other angrier. That's what I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, because I caught like the last 30 minutes of the show, and so forth. And then I was trying to get into it, and then I had to look it up real quick on Google, and I still didn't quite understand it. But from Catfishman, from his view of things and stuff, I mean, sounds like he's just a guy who just got hurt real bad, and he just wanted to go ahead and start this catfish thing, and just want to do it on other people as revenge. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, come on, man. I mean, that sucks. That's like if you got hurt by somebody, out on the street or whatever, and all of a sudden, you're gonna sit there and just treat everybody like your enemy. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense at all, though.
Yeah, it was. If you missed if you just caught the last 30 minutes of it, I advise you don't go back and watch unless you can trigger. We need to mark that spot, Steve, about the strawberries.
Yeah, I caught that part too, though.
Okay.
You got
the worst of it.
Back kills and stuff like that. I'm like, the hell is this about? You know.
Well,
But
that's what I
then,
was saying. I don't see the correlation between that shit and not getting laid. I don't see the relationship at all.
I do. If you're trading that stuff, then you're not going to.
Well, yeah, sure. That's a reason why you're not getting it. But I mean, I don't understand how that's pertinent into that community. Like, what makes that something to the effect? Well, because of this, I'm not getting laid. I
Do
don't.
you think it's because some of them have like weird fetishes that they don't think will get them laid? Like,
Well, sure. I mean, yeah, I totally think that. But again, do they not recognize that these talking about this stuff is not helping their plight here?
Well, Steve, Caleb, actually, I was gonna say, yeah. What if some of them just have a kink for being like talk shit about, like they're you.
But dude, I'm friends with one of the a very well-known BDSM person, right? And she tells me all kinds of kinks that people have, right? Bizarre stuff that I would just not even imagine, and yet these people still get laid, right? I mean, so I've seen and heard everything. So even with their predilections and their proclivities, even they have a chance to get laid because I've seen it all. So I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I think it's just their attitude. I think it's the fact that guy was just, he had no empathy for anybody. And most women probably don't want to be around somebody that is not empathetic. That's one thing. Women generally are more empathetic than men for the most part, I would believe.
You could have pity for him. I think if he didn't stand his ground with the catfishing thing, he might have a little bit of a saving prayer, but doing that, I think, is just it's just too far.
I was going to say, I think this might actually add more to some of what Mac asked about what incels are. They have fundamentally built an identity out of just not getting any. They're going to defend that identity at all costs. No, it's like because you try to reason with them that they can get themselves out of that, right?
Well, here's the thing about being because when I finally understand what it's about, and it's just like one of them new things you just never heard of before. And I'm somewhat lightly in a way, somewhat of an incel, but not that type to the where I'm gonna sit there and just take all my past aggressions on females just because I got hurt in the past. I mean, that's kind of crazy though. But if you look at the statistics versus men and women, I mean, there is more women on the planet than there is guys. Now, for every man, if they can get a woman, there'll just be a bunch of women that be left over, and they wouldn't have nobody though,
I think it's closer to 50-50, isn't it? I mean, there's a slight biological chance more often to have a woman than a male child.
I think there's more women.
But
I think there's more women.
No,
but
it's not that.
Actually, there is a bit more men than women who are born, but in ancient societies, by the age of 15, a lot of them would have died. So, like at 20,
you have to take mortality rates.
Yes. But in pure birth rate, there is a bit more men, in fact.
Yeah, so birth rate wise, it would be slightly edged toward women, but you factor in mortality, then men have a higher amount worldwide. Would you say?
Well, hell, I'm a woman every other Saturday. Does that count? Do I get put in there like 26 days out of the year?
But yeah, Laconique with a voice like that, I don't think
trans video coming
here will need another woman ever again.
What? Can you repeat, please?
We're only 3 days into this year, Kyle.
I said Laconique.
I do have somebody that's wanting to to make a video of me doing drag at this club here in Greensboro for a charity thing. So I'm thinking that I might actually do it, and we'll put that up.
But Kyle,
we'll make that part of the show.
Kyle, there's one word that might discourage you though.
What?
Transvestigators.
Oh, we've already tackled them.
Yeah, we've been there.
Hey, Kyle, I'm looking it up.
We got something on not tomorrow, but the day after on something similar, don't we?
What?
Transnation or something?
Oh no, that's an actual if I remember this correctly, the woman, it was a man and a woman I believe, got married, and then he decided that he came out and said that he was a woman. She stayed with him, and they started this podcast with their journey together. And so they're going to be coming to talk about that. That's an actual serious, like,
yeah. I'm not trying to degrade that, but we have something relating to that, or at least transsexual on Day After Tomorrow, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Kyle, if you cross dress, you have to dress up like a Hugo Weaving and Priscilla. Oh, what's the name of
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Yes,
Great show.
They're wanting to make me look like Jessica Chastain.
Who the hell is that?
That is.
She's a
Google, help me.
She is hot. She is a hot actress. She was in
Oh yeah, that chick. Yeah.
What's her name? I thought I knew all hot actresses. So what's her name? Jessica what?
Jessica Chastain.
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 Is this gonna be safe for work?
It's safe for work.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very safe work.
She's a very
By the
accomplished
way,
actor.
there does seem to be a.
Oh, she's pretty.
What is it? 2 or 3%
She is
spread
very
between men and
accomplished,
women.
yes.
Kyle,
Yeah, redhead.
Kyle, if you can pull that off, I will be so confused.
Totally. Yeah, she's.
Yeah, I reckon.
Hey.
And she has showed up in good movies.
Yeah.
Dang.
Speaking of Nacho, you gotta.
Well, it's for charity and it's funny. So I mean, why the hell not?
I'd do it.
Is that a goat? That's a
I
goat.
just what I fear the most is the heels. I am not very I am clumsy as hell.
Ever heard of who Halston Sage is, Kyle?
No.
She plays a character on the Orville. If you want to see something stunning, she is like the quintessential queen of stunning, and even in makeup, even in her all like alien getup, she's gorgeous as can be. She plays Alara on the Orville. If you ever watched that series.
Oh, speaking of doing things in behind closed doors, Jim. Hey,
what's up, man?
are you petting a goat?
He's porn bombing us, guys. He's porn bombing us.
Could he get even?
Goofy.
Yeah, well, to Kyle, that's worth getting a strike. I'm sure. Trust me.
Definitely.
Okay, you gotta get down. Oh shit.
He totally staged that. Yeah, that's a smart man right there. Totally staged the intro with the goat. Smart man.
No, I didn't. I would have staged the intro with this guy right here.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh.
you gotta say hi. Say hi. This is my polar bear.
Was it? That's cute.
Big fluffy floof.
Whoa. Is it just me, or does not just Witness's voice keep getting eviler and more evil and more evil every time I hear it?
Not just a malicious son of a bitch. Don't underestimate him. Trust me.
I was actually going to say you should edit your avatar to do that head thing.
Oh, that's an idea.
You should every time you come
try
on,
and do that.
you should edit it so it gets slowly more creepy and like the eyes start bleeding and he gets fangs.
Oh, Jim, I'm so happy you met somebody. You're no longer an incel. They make a great couple. So cute. Yes.
Hillary Swank.
I don't judge, man. I'm not a speciesist, dude. I'm not saying.
You know what? I will do Hillary Swank
if
Steve goes as Clint Eastwood. Steve, can you say "Get off my lawn"?
Get off my lawn. No, it's like this is the most powerful handgun in the world.
Wrong
Steve,
movie.
you need to get George in here to know if that relationship's acceptable.
Go ahead. Feel lucky, punk.
Wrong movie.
Well, yeah, I did the wrong movie, but that's still Clint Eastwood.
We're going Gran Torino.
Feel lucky, punk.
All right.
I used to love all those movies. Charlton Heston.
I think we've hit the.
we grew up with that.
Bronson, Charles Bronson. Oh, those movies were the best, dude.
Oh God,
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. One of my favorite all-time movies.
There are great morals in those movies.
So I think we're lulling down. Do you guys want to play a quick game of ASMR attack before we?
Oh, do we have to?
I'd just like to say something before we move on to a more fun topic. This is more directed to the chat and everything, you know. A lot of you guys said that incels should be killed. Yes, incels are funny. They are indeed. The problem is not that we should ask ourselves if the incels are right. It's how we should what we should do with them. When you're trying to troll the incel because they are fun, and yes they are, or you try to insult them, you're not helping. You're just making it worse. They're getting more and more angry. And you have to understand something. They are in a pit, in an abyss of darkness, you know. They are very, very, very bad in the term of mental health. They are not just like kids who are a bit angry because they don't have their little sex every day. No, they are suicidals. It is simple to say.
Down doesn't help none.
And what we should do, for me personally, we should try to offer a hand. I personally understand them. Some of you guys I probably don't because you have never been in that situation, but you have to say, listen, my friend, I know you are not in a bad position. Give me your hand, follow me. You know?
Yeah.
Personally, my way of dealing with them is to not engage with them, talk to them.
I'll take your hand and follow you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we got we I
They
can't
are in such a
too much longer here.
situation.
We got to wrap it up a little bit. So if we're gonna do this ASMR thing, we got to get right in.
I will just quick. What I was wanting to say, I just forgot. So we just have to take it by the end because they are such in a deep state of darkness that they can't help themselves. For most of them, that's the problem. We must help them or ignore them, but not troll them. You're making it worse. That's all.
Okay. Well said. Let's play a quick round of ASMR attack, Ben. Everybody had a play.
If I keep it really quick, may I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I just came in here to say something specific. That's all, and that's I'm kind of middle ground with this because I had a little bit of luck with relationships in my teenage years. It's kind of faded, that kind of thing. And I'll preface this: I'm a complete beta male. I am medicated for depression, anxiety. I have terrible self-esteem, but the whole thing is I don't appreciate the shallowness. I think that's aside from the plain, kind of female hating that was put out there today, which I give Shannon so much credit for pushing through. It's just like the shallowness. It's not a 0 to a 10 thing. Attractiveness is so subjective. I think I am completely ugly. I'm almost 300 pounds. I'm working on it, but I think I am disgusting in every level. But I also know that I appreciate bigger women. I love bigger women myself. So I know eventually I'll find someone out there that will appreciate me, whether I'm still 300 pounds or, whatever. And there's a lot more I wanted to say, but I'll wrap it up there pretty much. Just that don't be so shallow. And, it's like the doctor was saying the other night, things can possibly get better. It's the percentages are in our favor. And I think from what I saw on the forums, people are way too concerned about sex and not concerned enough with what matters that goes with it. I'm 27. I know I got a whole life ahead of me. And yeah. Okay. Sorry.
As long as you keep that attitude,
awesome.
man, you're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, you're already in the higher percentile just from what you said than half the people that come on the show. So yeah, that was good.
Who knows? The future Miss Lion might be watching right now.
Hey, Kyle, fellas, just one quick thing. If I just want to add on to that though, this incel thing, it sounds like it's a new thing, like flat earthers. So who knows? Maybe your next show you might have. Maybe if you talk about men and women who's going through being an incel, or if they feel like they're an incel or whatever like that, like a help out type of show. Like what to do, what not to do, stuff like that. I mean, definitely not to be like Catfishman.
Well, yeah, that's what we attempted to do tonight and last time. It never seems to go that way because the people that for some reason the people that agree to come on have no interest in hearing anything other than what they what they espouse and what they believe, and they have no interest whatsoever in changing their positions.
Yeah, they have a scripted narrative.
Find me the people who are willing to listen and change their mind. So far, we've been doing the show for a year. I haven't found one.
Yeah, it's just a scripted narrative. Most people that come on the show are not really as open-minded as they probably should be, especially when you have somebody that this type of ideologue. Right? I mean, he has a whole group of people that have a similar mindset. You see it all the time. So when they come on, they're not really to be open-minded to any kind of fair criticism or any kind of real questions. And I think Shannon did a wonderful job just extrapolating what she could to have formative questions, but only so much you can do with that. You know that.
The story's not over.
However, though, I think we do reach people sometimes that are watching. You know, they may not come on.
Well, tomorrow, who do we got on tomorrow? Perfect example.
Oh yeah, the former flat earther.
That I engaged with. Red's Rhetoric has engaged with. He changed his position. It can happen.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. We'll play a speed round real quick. Everybody know how to play?
A little bit.
No.
All right. Chat. Here's what we're gonna do. I know that since you guys are the greatest chat on YouTube, I need you to reach down deep and give me some really good answers. I'm gonna pick them out randomly as you put them in, and then we'll go around and let everybody decide if it exists or not. Okay. So whenever you're ready, chat, start typing in one word. I just need.
Or I give you a question. They give it a word to it. I have one ready. Ready?
Well, I don't even want to go through different questions. I just want them to type a random word because I'm gonna pick out, like, instead of doing like 5 different questions, I'm just gonna let them go and then pick out the best answers and then go around and let people decide. So hold that question for the next official round. But since
that's a pretty good idea.
I have no idea how this. How do you play this game?
Hang tight.
I'll get you there. All right, go chat.
We'll figure it out.
Dig deep. Give me some good ones.
Goat, puppy, winged housers. What the fuck?
We're gonna go oyster. That's a good one.
Dung beetle.
Artichoke. Dental floss.
Dental floss. That's a good one.
Dental floss is good.
Oh, we might as well do incel since we did that today.
I don't know what that entails, but okay.
Let's see.
Dumpster fire.
Death
Strawberry.
ASMR.
Strawberry. Gotta have strawberry.
Oh, dumpster fire ASMR. Let's do one more. Oh, Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, hell yeah.
Crash Bandicoot ASMR.
All right.
Oh God. All right, enough, guys. Enough. We enough.
All right, that's great. Velvet Worm. Oh
you
man.
can give me some sentences and I will read them with a French accent.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So here's how we're gonna do this, guys. I have 5 answers, and I'm gonna go through the room, and I'm gonna ask you guys. Let's see, who do we have here? I'm gonna ask you guys if you believe that these ASMR things exist. Okay. So for example, Theo, do you believe that oyster ASMR exists?
Yes.
Okay. Steve.
No.
Okay. Notja. Notja.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
John Smith.
Oh,
Yes.
they're going to
Now that I'm
know.
thinking about it, maybe they would just be like,
What the fuck is that?
Maybe they
Is
would
somebody
be
playing
one-
Candy Crush?
Okay.
Nah.
I'm gonna say yes.
I changed my answer to yes. Now I have a right to.
I hear
Thinking of
bubbles.
Slurping the oyster. I can see.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay,
just for the record.
Jim.
Yes.
Yes.
I miss
Okay.
oysters.
Mac.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lion.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Brian.
Not sure.
You can't be agnostic on this here.
Yeah.
That's his.
Monsieur Francois.
Et toi?
Monsieur Francois.
La chronique.
Oh yes.
Yes. Okay. You think so? All right. And Terry.
Definite yes.
Okay. Now we're gonna go quickly through these next ones, okay, so we can get to them. Theo, dental floss.
Yes.
Lion.
Yep.
Steve.
Yes.
Nacha.
No, just to be different.
Okay. John. Okay. Brian.
Yes.
Okay. Jim.
Affirmative.
Mac.
No.
Okay. Francois.
Yes.
And Terry.
Yes.
All right. Here's how we're going to do this next one. Incel ASMR. Please raise your hand. Or does everybody agree that there's an incel ASMR? If there's anybody that doesn't agree, tell me.
An incel?
Yeah, incel ASMR. If there's anybody that doesn't believe that it exists, tell me.
I'm gonna go. I just because why not?
I don't believe it exists.
Okay, Steve and Jim.
Yeah, and
Me too.
Theomaki. And Theomaki.
And Theo. Okay.
I'm just trying to think what that hell would entail, but I'm happy to be wrong on that.
Okay. Dumpster fire ASMR. Please tell me if you don't believe it exists.
No, I mean
No.
no.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. No. All right, and then the last Crash Bandicoot ASMR. Tell me if you don't believe it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
What's that?
I'll go no.
Listen, who doesn't believe it exists?
I do. I don't think that one there.
Okay.
I'll be.
I don't think so.
You're all a bunch of doubters.
Okay. Let's find out how we did.
Drum roll.
Let's be real. You can find anything on the internet.
Okay. So first we have Oyster ASMR. Ha
That one's got. Yeah, I thought about that one. That one has to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that one. It has to be.
I wasn't thinking about the slurping. I just.
Yeah.
I think I take an oyster and rubbing it on the mic or something.
Yeah, anything you can make a sound with, though. It, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Nothing like slurping an oyster.
Here we go.
Oh, those look scrumptious. Oh, I would definitely have oysters with her.
Who keeps farting in a bathtub?
John Smith.
That's John Smith.
Oh yeah, put that lemon on it. Yeah. Yeah, get it with this.
Yeah, get it deep.
I want to be able to hear
Take
this.
it raw. Swallow that. Just swallow it.
No, that's
please.
There's no sound effects.
Okay. All right. Now we're gonna go with
2.6 million views. Holy shit. That's all you gotta do is you gotta eat food and whisper in a camera, and you have millions of views. That's it.
Oh man.
I don't get it.
Okay. Dental floss ASMR.
Yeah,
Yes.
clearly.
Yeah, we got that one.
Here we go. This has a warning on it.
Goodness.
This has a warning on it.
How can you hear somebody dental floss though? Let's say smacking their teeth or something.
Oh, you're gonna hear it here in just a second.
It's gonna sound like banjos.
Oh man, I'm
Might
like
be an orchestra.
buffering bad here.
Yeah, it's buffering bad. I use these little things for floss. I have floss in the bathroom, but these little brushes work.
All right,
great.
guys. Here we go.
I don't know what the hell I'm saying here.
I don't
Can you
know.
turn it up?
This is very anticlimactic
It's up to you.
for the
It's up
dental
to you.
floss.
Dental flossing in the dark.
Yeah.
Does anybody hear? Hold on. Don't say anything, everybody. Let's.
Okay.
Did we just get clickbaited?
I was at a. I don't see what a star has to do with dental flossing.
But he's got 55 upvotes.
I don't.
7,000 views.
What does the
Okay.
comment say?
Fuck
Look
this.
like clickbait.
I couldn't hear anything at all.
I love it. Good stuff. Relaxing. Happy face. Listen to it a couple of nights and it fell asleep. Very relaxing sound. You should make another one of these.
I can also fall asleep to the sound of nothing.
Why does this
Yeah,
make
me
me
too.
want to floss? Oh, shut the.
Plus you got dog here in this whole
That's
The dental dam.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Incel ASMR. Oh,
Oh my god, it exists.
Oh God.
it
no.
does exist.
Oh my.
Oh no,
This is
my
gonna
life.
scare me.
I just can't. Please no, dear God.
You get no pussy.
Okay, let's hear what he said. Let's hear what he's saying. Did somebody put a?
Did somebody put a fucking
I can't hear him.
All right, yeah,
Sound up?
everybody, quiet.
No, we can't hear him at all, Kyle.
Absolutely.
You're talking.
No, nobody's talking. We can't hear him.
I think your tab's muted.
No, I'm listening to it.
No, the volume's really low on yours.
This might draw a dick on
Yeah,
the
see,
screen.
the volume's really low on the video. On the video on YouTube. See?
Stop drawing on the
That's the
screen.
most horrible looking
the
dick I've ever seen in
artist?
my life. You
you
call
hear
that
it
a
now?
penis?
See?
Oh, good grief. What's the name of this video? I could do it.
It looks like it's been re-uploaded if somebody's done some artistic license to it.
I think that's just a.
No, that's somebody in the Hangout doing that.
Guys, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Who is it?
Oh, there's not a dumpster fire ASMR.
Okay, enough with the dicks, guys.
That was awesome, Colin.
I would like to say, okay.
Oh gosh,
who's doing that though?
Who's coming in someone's heads? And the
children.
Can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
Still can't hear it.
God damn it. Hold on.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm trying to put my mic up to my speaker in my ear, but you can't.
Yeah. Oh well. There's not a dumpster fire ASMR. And I'll just look real quick for Crash Bandicoot ASMR, but I don't think there'll be that either.
No, we're not having much luck here.
Yeah, who's the artist that we need to thank?
Oh wait. There is a Crash Bandicoot ASMR.
No.
Damn right there is.
Of course there is.
Damn right there is.
Screen share.
No more dicks.
Need more dicks.
Dicks.
Unless it's Crash Bandicoot dick.
ASMR gamer, Crash Bandicoot ASMR.
Yeah. Seriously.
There we
go. Those children shouldn't be let near a pencil.
For real.
That is the worst drawing I've ever
These
seen.
children have a very gross misunderstanding
Oh
of it.
my God, there's way too many people talking at one time. Nobody can hear that though, can they?
No.
No, I couldn't hear any of it.
All I heard was static.
I don't know why that is. Well.
Oh well. Thought that counts.
Yep. All right.
You found it anyway.
John,
I can look them up on my own time.
John, we need to
What?
Steve, you need to take the screenshot.
Yeah,
what is that?
And kick
I'm not screen sharing.
Is that a menace or a woman-us?
What was that? A Venus flytrap?
Oh,
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Somebody
I thought we were being serious here.
Well, most of us were.
I'm so confused. What's going on?
Yeah,
Oh, we
awkward
just
silence was awkward.
Yeah, we just removed him. It was getting a bit much.
You can get the show back now, Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, I never had control of it.
So what's the result?
What's going
on? We're all being yeses so far.
Yeah, calculating the results, Kyle.
I'm trying to. I'm reading it. I'm sorry. I'm the worst at like doing two things at once. I'm trying to read an email right now, and Steve is supposed to be like the guy that runs in with When he can tell that I'm occupied, to be like, "Hey guys, let me liven up." But no,
Well, you told everybody to shut up.
he has one job.
You literally just got done bitching everybody for talking.
I got a joke. You guys want to hear the joke?
I don't know.
Sure.
We can tell little Johnny jokes. Actually, we got to wrap this up anyways. It's getting late.
It's a short joke, okay?
All right, you joke and we'll call it a night.
How do you make your wife scream during sex? You
Show her
call
a
her,
picture
tell
of
her what
Steve.
you're doing.
You tell her what?
You call her and tell her what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was gonna say you show her a picture of Steve.
Hmm.
Hey.
Oh, zing.
I don't know if
Ding,
that's
ding, ding, ding.
if that's an insult or if it's he's so hot that she just screams.
Yeah,
Both.
I get that both reactions. Yeah, we can't really tell what the comment is.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Good night, guys.